I'm Brittany Lewis with Forbes Breaking News. The House Oversight Committee held a hearing Monday on the federal response to the opioid crisis. During the hearing, Congressman Ralph Norman decried the Biden administration's handling of the southern border and claimed, quote, "the cartels are winning." Border security continues to be a hot button issue between Democrats and Republicans heading into the midterms. The South Carolina lawmaker asked Dr. Raul Gupta, the director of the White House Office of National Drug Control Policy, directly if he thinks President Biden, quote, "is doing a great job of protecting the border." Listen in for Dr. Gupta's response.
Doctor, and thank you for taking the time to come. Now, I was listening to your opening words. You said that the Biden administration had a top priority for protecting Americans, protecting the border. Did you say that? I mean, am I right? He is doing a great job of protecting the border.
Thank you, Congressman, for that question. We believe strongly that it is an important part of every nation to be able to secure and protect its border. There are a number of things that are going on in this area of counter narcotics that I think is important to note. As I visit, I speak to the women and men on the border.
No, Doctor, I don't mean to, I've got a limited amount of time. Is he taking the steps to protect the border, to close the border? Is that what I understand you to mean?
Congressman, thank you again. And the president is certainly taking steps to make sure that our border remains secured. Part of which is
okay, Doctor. Okay, this is two different universes. If you're saying that the numbers, I assume you agree with the numbers of the illegals coming across. We're going to average 585,000 a month. We're up to what is this? 1.6 apprehensions. Donald Trump had this with the wall, had this solved. We have 50 during the 3 prior years. Those on the terror watch list were basically zeal. This past year is 50 on the terror watch list. How can you sit there and say that this administration has a goal of protecting Americans? I'm in the construction business. We had a leak on one of our projects. You stopped the leak in the pipe. We had a dam that had a leak in the dam for the water. You stopped the leak. Really, this is a mischaracterization at best for you to say this administration, either the numbers are completely false. We're getting an unprecedented number of people coming across. We already got 3 to 5 million illegals in this country. So I guess we don't want words and we don't want hearings. We want action. All he has to do is build a wall and have a designated point of entry. How many times has the vice president been to the border that you know of? She was supposed to be the big czar heading this up. How many times has she actually been to the border to see what's going on?
Congressman, I will leave that to the vice president to answer. What I can tell you is I have
zero. She's giggling. She's laughing about it. How many times have you and your staff been to the border?
Yes, Congressman, thank you for that question again. On my first week in office, I actually went to our southwest border and I went to Mexico. Recently, last month, I went to the San Isidro border in San Diego. The first one was in El Paso. I was able to spend a considerable amount of time. And I will say that as the ranking member mentioned, since last year beginning, we've apprehended 600,000 pounds of illicit drugs, including 11,000 pounds of fentanyl. And I'll tell you why that's important.
No, that's because it's coming across unfettered, Doctor. I mean, they're unfettered. I mean, they're coming across. That's why the cartels are winning. They're making $1 billion a month, and they're unfettered coming into this country. I'm tired. The blood is on the hands of this administration for what he's doing. Our police officers are sick and tired of the danger they face on the streets today in South Carolina because of his inaction. And no, I tell you, this is one of the tragedies that's going to be hard to walk back when this administration will not take ownership and to start touting things he's done. He's opened up this country. Our sovereignty is at stake, and we're losing it. It astounds me that you can, I know you're part of the administration, but it astounds me you're making these statements because it's just not true with the open borders that he is allowing to happen and endanger everybody in America.
Councilman, if I can complete my response, what I was saying is that that amount of drugs is not in our communities killing Americans right now. The proceeds up to $16 billion, that's been denying, and we're denying those to the transnational criminal organizations that are often used for crime, for corruption, and other events in the host countries that often destabilize fragile democracy and become the cause for migration in the first place. So I'm proud of the work that our men and women are doing at the border, but I also want to mention this problem doesn't start or end at the border. It starts with precursor shipments in China and ends up as overdose and fatal overdoses in our communities. We have to look at the problem.
Doctor, how many countries are we letting?
Gentlemen, the gentleman's time is expired. We could have a second round, but we have to keep moving. Congresswoman Norton, you are now.